Hello, everyone. Welcome to Scrimbucks Season 2. I guess this is Season 2 or Season 9, whichever we want to call it. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Season 2, Episode 1, the preseason episode. We have a lot to cover today. All 40 teams signed up, which is absolutely massive. And I'm here with co-host Tier 3 News Network and Miratani.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Where'd it go? There it is. So yeah, I mean, obviously, 40 teams signed up. Notable teams like Inferno, Ignition, Inferno, which was Dryazm. Ignition is back. Renegades are back, and it's a bunch of new teams that are either moving up from Tier 2 as a whole, or some just random teams that decided to join up in Tier 3. Which it should be a fun season. Lots of players to go around, lots of talent, and also with the introduction of crossplay, we're gonna be having PS4 players now. So that should be very interesting. What's your guys' take on having PS4 players in?
I think the PS4 players are going to bring a lot of new talent. I think their playstyle is very different, and they for me, I think they have the best flex supports in the league. PlayStation has some of the best flex supports, just entirely in the league. Like Xbox, they were decent last season, but this season it's very dry in the flex support category, and I'm really excited to see PlayStation bring that in this season.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 players, see, they're very interesting because I actually don't know what to rate them as of now. Because I don't know anything about PlayStation players aside from, just the competitive ladder. But the competitive ladder have not had the best of experience, but I'm hoping that some of these players are going to be really, really good this season. I'm very excited.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, competitive ladder, you see a Mercy player on your team, then they insta-locked, or you see a PS4 player on your team, and then they insta-locked Mercy. So, which one is Tier 3, which one is Miratani? Alright, Tier 3, go ahead and talk, because your guys' voices are pretty similar.
Hey.
Hello. And in Duke.
Hello.
Yeah, your guys' voices are fucking very similar.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I'll talk like this now. It's okay. We can go like this now.
Oh god,
it's right.
please don't.
No. Alright.
Please do not. Okay, anyways. Other than that, was there any changes this season other than crossplay? I think that really is the biggest change. I mean, other than that, DZ and Quest are gone.
One big one.
Thank God. Yeah, what's that?
One massive change is that, from what Head Rumor has said, every team will have access to all game codes. Meaning any game played, somewhere eventually will get all the codes for those games. So there's no more of the whole stealing code scandal stuff or any of that oh, I wish that my coach could see it so we can kind of game plan around the team. Now, like any other esport or game, you're going to be able to see the games, the codes.
That's true. Codes will be public after the week. So once the week is over, I believe that's either Monday or Tuesday, the codes should go public to the rest of the people. User, thank you for subscribing. But yeah. Other than that, I'm not too sure if there is any big changes.
Other than replay codes and the PS4 crossplay thing.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
No.
And the 3900 rule fucking everyone over, so that's kind of funny.
Rip Skipper.
Don't care. Rip Bosa.
He'll be back soon.
Yeah. So, obviously, this is multi-tier tournament 9, right?
Yep.
Tournament 8, Dryazm. What was the name of it? Phantasma Dryazm was were the winners. And Miratani was the captain of that team. So, Duke, how did it feel to win after whole 9, 10 weeks, or maybe even 12 weeks probably, of preparing?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think we were gonna win. I don't think anybody did. I had no confidence. Well, once week 9 hit, we realized what we needed to change up, as in, what heroes we played and how we approached the meta at the time. We ended up getting our feet into the ground and we started, running Tori, we were like thinking to ourselves, "Oh yeah, we could definitely win this," especially after the Arc Flash game.
Arc Flash game during the season or in playoffs?
During playoffs.
Okay. Because you guys went, what, 8-1, or were you 9-0 during the regular season?
Okay, technically it should be 8-1 because we did lose to Celestial.
Right, but then that got reversed. So the standings, you guys were top of the division though at the very end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys not lose to Reflection too, or was that Celestial?
Oh yeah, we did. We did quote unquote lose to Reflection.
Yeah, lose quotation marks. Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't let Click Clack get into playoffs. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So you guys were 8-1. Got it.
Yeah, so it was 7-2, but in
Oh.
reality it was 8-1 because of the whole Celestial thing.
Right. Uh-oh.
But yeah, I'd say playoffs was definitely a lot more interesting for us because we were pretty much expected to just lose to even like some people even had us losing to Ignition.
Right.
The only hard game actually was by far the OFA one, which I'm very upset was not casted because that was one of the best games that we all played that season.
Right.
And then there was finals, which was interesting.
So you guys came into the season with some players and then added more afterwards. Who were... So, like, obviously I remember Rafa from Season 7, Duke, Candyman, Rusty, Chop, Sarah, right?
Oh yeah, Sarah.
And then afterwards you guys also added in players like Swiggity. You guys added... Who was it? Kizco?
Oh yeah, some
right?
of the big names. Yeah, because I went to ladder as like a last ditch effort because I wasn't finding any like
Right.
LFT people. So I went to ladder. I found CJ Cool 30 minutes before his scrim. Soap, I randomly found him on ladder. Swiggity and Twitch were like the hardest ones to find. But like once I found them, I was like, yeah, these guys are definitely perfect.
Right. And then your coaching stuff, right? Were they also ladder pickups of CJ and Super Beast and Jake?
Yeah, George and Jake, they were from the Xbox LFG.
Okay.
I think George or CJ9, he joined as like a troll. He wanted to join on his Winston One Trick account, I guess, and then just like mess with us. But then he actually was interested.
So there is I'm trying to think of the analogy, but I can't remember. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. But yeah, so that does work. Obviously.
But yeah, they definitely helped us with our support play, which is one of our best strengths last season.
Right.
And our just overall mental, so we didn't get boomed. We figured out how to mentally boom the enemy before they boomed us.
Yeah. So, another question. How do you think winning last season has prepared you for this season?
So this season, pretty much, okay. We kept some pieces from last season, like we have Scraw now, who is a developmental piece when we went into playoffs, because our tier 2 team kind of fell apart. So you're like, okay, we're gonna take Scraw because he's our best player. From tier 2. And then I ended up being able to keep Soap and CJ, which is the support line that we're sticking with pretty much this season. So we relatively kept some of the core, just like we don't have like Rusty and Swiggity and Twitch. And we also picked up some good niche pieces for if you want to run like specific comps.
Right. So even with that, right, you brought back some of your players, but then you also, like, how did it, you gained a lot of clout, I want to say. You gained as much clout as you could by winning. So how did that affect the recruitment process for Unity? Or for Dryazm
Oh,
and then
goodness.
Unity?
Yeah, it was quite a...
Like,
as
I know,
soon as I won,
yeah.
we made a tryout server to get everything set up for next season, because we did tryouts like as soon as the season ended.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a week after. And we had like 40 plus people in there. Looking back on it, the only person that actually stuck around as long as they did was like Red Arrow, and
Right.
even then, he like none of the tryouts made it at the end. Like looking back on it, because we had Soap and CJ back, so I was like, there was no point in trying out any other supports because I've played with that support line longer than anything, so it's proven.
And then
Off tank, the only good one was Pyrogue. He's one of the best tier 2 off tanks in my opinion, at least, and I think he's the only one I've actually liked playing with as of now.
okay. So then, where did you find the other parts of your roster? Of let me pull it up because I believe the only people you haven't mentioned are Unit, Justice, Frog Champ, Euthanize, Ned, and that's all the people I just listed.
Yeah, I didn't really mention the whole DPS line yet, because the DPS were like, there's a reason why you have 5.
Right.
So Unit, he's, okay, so he's kind of like the third string main tank, as rude as it is to say that. So I just kind of have him help me with scheduling, since he's also not going to really be around too much. He just kind of wanted to be on the roster. Plus, he's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
The DPS. So yeah, our flex DPS are Scraw and Soars, double S. Soars we pretty much run in for like Doom and Hanzo, because he's got like masters right now on Doom, and he also played really well. And Scraw just plays generally everything that both Justice and Source don't play.
Right.
And then I just had my double hit scan, Euthanize, and Ned. I found Ned off ladder. He was like 3,300 effective, and then he jumped to Masters, and he also has some solid aim, so that's kind of what I do my hit scan pickups off of.
Mm-hmm. And what about
So overall,
and Euthanize?
oh, Euthanize, he's there too, because he plays really well on Widow and Tracer, especially his Widowmaker. I've seen the Widow. But we mainly have him on Tracer for ball comps.
Right. And
So yeah, he's there to play for the ball.
Okay. Very cool. And you guys have kept most of your coaching, or all your coaching staff from last season, and brought on also Lemon and Rusty. I guess Rusty is just there to hang out because he was with the roster from last season.
Yeah, for the most part, Lemon's the head coach, and then Jake and George are sticking around for when like the season starts. They'll start coming in and doing some individual.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Mhm. I don't know, that's pretty much all I had to ask. Tier 3, you got anything?
I do want to highlight one player on the roster this season. Nediange is a beast. I have like one of the top hit scans going to the league. I think I had him. I did my DPS list and he was MVP. He like on that roster, he might be the most like I would put him as the top of that roster, like best player for MVP candidate. His carry
yeah.
potential is absolutely insane. That kid is wild on the hit scan.
Yeah, on McCree, he just walks into teams and gets kills and for free. It's really funny.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very excited this season.
Yeah. Should be fun. Alright, moving on to our next topic. What do we got next? We got players to watch. So all three of us have picked one player from each role, tank, support, DPS. And we're eventually just going to list them out and just say which player, why we think they're good or why we think they're not good. And essentially what to look out for when they're playing. So, Tier 3, you want to go first with your tank pick?
Sorry, my audio cut. I don't know if you were asking me. Was it me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll say my tank first. My tank is Creepy Clown from Velocity Nitro. I think this team's going to do really well, and I think he is one of the main reasons. He's a really good main tank. I watched some of his VODs last week, and this kid, like, it's just dominant main tank performances. Like, I would compare it most to Prack from last season on Rhine, but I also think that, like, he's got the Winston there that Prac didn't last season. So that's my main tank. Do you want me to go through all three or just go through tanks each?
No, we'll do tanks first.
Okay. Then Duke, what did you pick?
I picked from Saskatoon Moose Knuckles is Tango the Titan.
Okay.
Personally, I was looking at his stats and his general performance. He is he is a very solid Reinhardt player. Granted, he is only a Reinhardt player from what I could see, especially due to his battle tag.
Mm-hmm.
But I genuinely think that this guy could dominate some other Reinhardt players in this tier. I think even he could even probably like keep up with some of the top tier ones, like and even become one of the best.
Right. So for mine, I picked the most interesting choice, in my opinion. It's got to be Ink on Lucky 13. He's switching over from Flex DPS. He's a tier 2 move up that made finals of last season. And he's switching from Flex DPS onto the main tank role. He's pretty creative with it. I won't lie. He's also one of the highest SR players on his team. So, but his peak was on DPS. Now switching to tank.
Oh yeah, I respect that. I was very interested in seeing his move to main tank. I do believe it was just like out of spite, just because he's on the hand cam list.
I believe it is most half that, but he's also a very fun dude. So I think having upbeat energy as part of your front line is gonna be really good for Lucky 13.
Yeah, and he doesn't even look that bad either, which kind of scares me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he gets hard carried by Triton, so.
It shocked me because
Smile.
I didn't think he was that good as a deep, like, I'm not gonna say he was bad, but like he was like an average DPS last season for me, right? So him swapping to main tank and still being that average to like a little bit above average main tank is like it's been surprising, and I think he's the reason that if Lucky 13 does really well, it's gonna be because of him.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I've always respected Inquisitor's play just because of his raw aim. Like, I think he has some of the best aim in Tier 3. I think he could even rival
very
some
true.
people in Tier 4. But, like, I could see why he was put on the hand cam list. Like, he's a freak.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, I'll move on to my DPS pick here. It's a recent signing. I played him last night in a scrim, and I didn't know if he was getting signed, but he did as of this morning. It's going to be Kozik on Big Duck Energy. Now, I think Kozik, he's a 37-30 hit, I believe. And
Kozik.
Yeah, Kozik, sorry. 37-46. He's right there at the peak. He was really good in BA last season, I remember. And he essentially fills the role that any Cookie Cam left in Big Duck Energy, in that there has to be someone that can hard carry the fuck out of Atomic Man 76 to playoffs. And I think Kozik can do that.
Yo,
I
this
think
dude's
if
stats
there's
are
someone,
insane.
I think Kozik might be able to do that. I think they can get the top 4. Because like any Cookie Cam was the MVP of Tier 2 last season. And so you have to have someone good enough to carry Atomic Man.
This dude has 72% weapon accuracy this season in comp.
Yes,
Kozik.
he's crazy.
This dude, what in the world? On Kree, but that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I think he's really good, but like the only issue that I've had with him is he gets very boomed very fast. Like, if things don't go his way for just a little bit, he kind of shuts down. I don't know if this has changed. It could have changed, but that was my experience with him at least. But overall, he does have some of the top tier aim that a hits game player should have in Tier 3.
Yeah, definitely. And then Duke, what's your DPS pick?
Yes. Okay, so this is from Velocity Nitro, and they are a PlayStation player. Widow Sensei. Playing with this guy, or playing against this guy in scrims, I have looked at this guy, and he's got some of the best positioning. He's got some of the best aim that I've seen in a PlayStation player. I definitely think this guy could play even like I definitely think he's like an all-star player. with enough work.
The one thing I'd say about him though is, if I do remember, he's fairly low SR. Like I'm talking low diamond.
Oh yeah, he's like
Um,
33 something effective.
yeah. So, um, looking at like stats and that for me, I had him lower, but of course I'm not getting the benefit to play against him like you are. So, I'll make sure to watch him.
And who would your DPS pick be? Okay, three.
Mine would be Yup, and then it's Yup 6969696969. That's his
Okay.
full-on name.
Isn't
All
that
right, sick.
from Candace, right?
For Candace, yes. Um, his stats are even better than Kha'Zix, and you heard how excited I was. Like Kha'Zix looks insane. This guy is, if his stats are as good as he is in CGL, he will be the MVP, and there's no question about it. It's insane what this guy looked like, and he's on a really bad team, so he could just deadlift super hard, and everyone will know that they're winning because of this guy. So I'm really excited to see him play.
Cryomines wants us to talk about No Brain. What about him? He's a pharaoh, TP. Alright, anyways, we talked about No Brain.
Genuinely think he's one of the better players too.
Oh, he definitely is. We talked about No Brain. So, tier 3, who's your support player?
My support is going to be a flex support that I am not going to be able to put onto the flex support list because he's not there, but it's a PS4 player, Sakura_Shibe from Don't Peek. I said it when I was reviewing this team. This dude might be first off, I think he's the best flex support in the league. He might be the best support in the league, right? Like he's the only person I'd even put anywhere near MVP category for flex support going into the season. With like losing people like Spirit Waffle and like all the other top flex supports are gone. They're just not here anymore. So this guy, it's all up to him. Like this is his flex support race to run away with. So I really just think this guy's gonna look really good from PlayStation.
What was that name again?
Sakura Shibe. He's on Don't Peek.
Okay, I see. And Duke, what about you?
Okay, this one's somewhat like just basic, but I genuinely think it's Triton's the one, my support pick. From talking with Soap, because him and I just go into parties and we just discuss comps, he is one of the only flex supports that could honestly rival him, and he thinks he plays relatively well, especially for his SR.
Right.
There's just something missing from him, in my opinion, but overall, I think he will be one of the more dominant ones.
Right. And then for my support pick, I have a main support player, Easton CXT from Phrase Warriors. I really like Easton. I've talked to him, I've played with him a little bit. He is very fun to be around with, and I think he's one of the better players on Phrase. He did really good during the showcase as well that we put on earlier this month, or last month.
He looks exciting as well. I think he's. I wouldn't put him in like All-Star MVP, but definitely an underrated player that I think could get there, right? Like I think he has the potential to get up to that level. But especially on a team like Phrase, where they have the potential to be a playoff team. I mean, they can sneak in if they like hard division, but they can try to sneak in.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always there.
So those were our 9, I guess, players. Now, what's the next thing we do? Oh, predictions for preseason. All right. Let me move to my spreadsheet tab. Here we go. You're losing my beautiful face and their beautiful webcams. Can you guys talk so I can make sure it still shows up?
Yeah.
All right, swag.
Hey, what's up?
Swag. So, on our prediction list, it's easily just every single team. And we just have it predicted. I'm gonna pull it up. Where is this document so I can read it better? Here we go.
So, before we get into it, I will have an announcement though. I have heard from Archeon's captain that their game will be forfeited. We don't know from which side yet, but they couldn't schedule a time. So for Division 1, that's going to be no preseason game this week. So
That's unfortunate. So that was also one of mine and Skipper's game of the weeks. We had to do this for each week, so there it is. Okay. So for the games we've picked were Archeon Esports versus Big DE, Big Dog Energy, Retribution versus Rehydrated. Trib versus Renegades in Division 3, and Team A versus Relentless Tier 3. I think that might be the best game of the week, is that last one. That I put it out. Maybe even Trib. Actually, that also looks like a real good game. But both of those games should be very good. Also, just
I agree.
for people playing at home, we are going to be keeping track of this the same way Owl Pick'ems do it. So if you get the winner of the game correct, you get a point. But if you guess the score correct, you get 3 points. And we'll be keeping track throughout the rest of the season. I never told these guys either, so that's new to them.
Looks like I need to start being more reasonable and not taking hot takes on these now. All right.
Probably. But yeah. We have Cosmic versus Mob Mentality. We all have Cosmic winning. I don't think Mob Mentality will be that good unless GTA Glitcher can really pop off.
Yeah, I think they're two very similar teams. I think they're just gonna be in the middle. They might be playoffs because Division 1 is that bad, but they're both like average to below average.
That's very true. Next team is Blue Horizon versus Saskatoon Moose Knuckles. Also two very similar teams, I think.
Yeah, they're both lower tier teams, probably bottom 10. And I don't think any of us really have any idea who's going to win this game, and we're all just kind of looking at singular players because in the end of things, it really doesn't matter for this game, even preseason in general, but still.
Yeah, it's all preseason, so I don't know how many people are taking it the most serious, but you know, we're still doing it. Obviously, Archeon versus Arcane versus Lucky 13. We all have Lucky 13 winning that. Archeon versus EH or Event Horizon. We all have Archeon actually winning that, and Incendia. We essentially, we are 5 for 5. No one had any differences in Division 1.
Yeah, there's only like a few like decent teams, and then there's just like Lucky 13.
Yeah.
Like the only one that looks like they have life in them is Arcane, and maybe Incendia.
Although
I'm
Incendia
guessing you
did.
mean Archeon, not Arcane.
For Division 7. My bad.
They're both in Division 1, yeah. Well, wow.
Yeah.
As they were last season, so we get to go through that name issues again.
Nice. Then
Archeon, I have more faith in than Arcane, though.
he's not here. Okay, so we're moving on to Division 2. He's not here, but Skipper's the one that picked Overthrown over Last Dance. Last Dance, obviously the team with Atroerd, Jose, Fear, Lib, and the other one, Nightmare, and one more. I don't remember. The random fill. But I mean, I guess if Last Dance can't get their roster together by the end of the preseason week, they might lose. But if they can all show up, I don't think there's a way that Overthrown beats them. Next game. Unless, did you guys have something to talk?
Really agree with you, Seth.
Yeah. Next game, Rehydrated versus Retribution. Retribution, honestly, is just going to be carried by Becties. I don't actually know who's on their roster. I think it's User Becties, right?
Yeah, that's their tank line.
And then someone else that I remember.
Was that the Janai team or is that regular Trib?
Janai's on regular.
GYN one.
That's it. It's User, Becties, and Blackout Racer.
Okay, that's the Blackout Racer.
So they'll be really good.
Yeah, agreed. They'll be a decent team.
Notorious Noobs versus Data Demons. Skipper has Data Demons one. He's putting it all into the Swift Catalyst DPS. I love Catalyst. I love him. He's very fun to be around, but I don't know.
I did not have faith in that roster.
Oh wait, no, no. Skipper's the one that has Notorious Noobs winning. We all have Data Demons winning.
Yeah, like, it was a toss-up because both rosters look really bad, but I think Data Demons is slightly better.
Right.
I will say, I really like the Data Demons roster, and I know I'm in the super minority for this one, But like I have them as a top. I think I have them top 5, maybe even top 10. I think this roster, like, could legit be the first data-driven teams to make playoffs. Like I just really like it. I think Swift like looks good on DPS. Like it's not even like a meme. Like he like actually looks good on DPS. Their support line I think is pretty good as well. I mean, tank line, but I don't know. They look like a solid team, to me. I could be completely wrong. Who knows?
Heard it here first.
Yeah, the one glaring issue I just saw was just the whole GT Stormtrooper thing. I haven't heard nothing but just negative about this guy's main tank play.
We'll have to see. Maybe he has got a good ball. Throw him on ball for the whole season. Who knows? Let's see. Next game, No One versus Candace. I voted 3-1, No One. This is the one game I think will change. Who knows with Candace? They are a bunch of tier 2 move-ups, but they are a bunch of friends. So, the power of friendship, you know?
I got one really good player, Like,
Yeah.
Maybe. Decay effect.
The decay effect, exactly. And then El Fuego versus Title. We all have El Fuego winning, but Skipper has Title winning. So,
Yeah, the title roster makes me even more sad than it was than the title roster last season. Like this title
They had
roster
a
is
really
just
good junk player
barren.
last season, though.
that's very true.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, moving on. Division 3, San Antonio Shook versus Sirens. San Antonio is what's their average? 3,020?
I believe it
some-
might be even below 3,000, unless it's changed recently.
It's a bunch of plats with 132.78.
Yeah.
Just quite unfortunate.
It's really sad.
They wanted to stay as a team though. I know they played in CCC together. I think they made playoffs. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I think they got knocked out first round. I could be wrong though.
You know, props to them. Gotta give
At
them
least
props.
they're having fun.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
They won in this division. Next game, Inferno Unity versus Nobody. We all have a Unity sweep here.
If I could even schedule the game.
Yeah, it could be 0-3. We don't know. I'd laugh. Next game, Trib
Be
versus
really funny.
Renegades. Most of us have... This is the game that will go the distance, I think, out of all the preseason matchups. Tier 3,
Yeah,
do you
if-
want to tell us why you think Trib will win? I'd like to hear your opinion.
Well, I mean, in reality, like, everything everyone's saying, Renegades won't have their entire team yet for preseason. I've also heard, especially from the chat, is that they'll be doing a Mercy Boxing game for the preseason game each map. I don't know if that's true, but either way, I just think Trib, I ranked them ahead of them anyways, and even at like minimum power, I just think Trib is the advantage here, and
That's
like
true.
every way for preseason game.
That's fair enough. The next game is Ruby versus Phrase. Yeah, that one's gonna be streamed on Friday night, 9 Eastern. So come watch. I'm on that team. I might be on main tank. I'm not sure. Anyways,
I want to see it.
next game is gonna be Built Wrong versus, or going into Division 4. We're gonna have Built Wrong versus Inferno Chaos. All of us have a Chaos win here. Is Built Wrong a low SR team or?
It's like 32. Like the
mid.
name's pretty accurate.
That's nice. I do like their logo though. It's really buff Doge.
It's really funny.
Built Wrong over the chest. I think it's funny as hell. Next game is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be Shiva versus Nitro X. I believe Shiva won Shiva Academy won tier 2 last season in PS4. And I haven't looked at the rosters, but I only assume that some of them moved up to the tier 3 team. And then Nitro X is the team with Desero. Desero's team, so I think I have faith in Desero. He has a lot of leadership capabilities and a lot of experience.
Yeah, I love Nitro's roster. Another top 10 team for me.
Yeah,
I
same.
think they're probably a top, at least top 2 in the division. Like I don't think there's a world where they don't make playoffs in this division, but they look really, really solid. Yeah, so I think the 3 of them is for sure.
Yeah. Next game's gonna be Deathwish versus Ignition Blaze, and everyone's got a Ignition Blaze win. So, but I do think Deathwish is on the rise. Maybe.
The definition of middle of the pack. But yeah.
Yeah, Death
mean,
Wish is one of the rosters I've been like excited about. But
Division 4, they're gonna make it in the playoffs probably.
It'll be tight. There's some good teams.
I see Death Wish as Orion, in my eyes.
Way better division in Div 4 than Div 1 was last year, though. There's at least you got Hyperion, Team A, Blaze, Nitro, and Chaos.
That's true.
And even Relent. I know people relent inside too. I don't, but other people do. So I think it's gonna be tough if they do make playoffs.
That's true. That's true. The next team we're going to is Don't Peak versus Hyperion. Hyperion is HLC's team coming into this season. They've always been good.
Yeah.
So we all have Hyperion winning that game. And the last game of preseason that we have is Team A versus Relentless Tier 3. So it's... What team's that? Pandy's team versus Matey's team.
Team A on top.
Team A on top. That's how it is. But I do think...
Go ahead.
I do think Team A might win this.
Yeah, they went from having Team A went from being a top 5 team with the Jose main tank to in middle, like 15, 16. But like still, I think they roll Relentless. I don't think that's a close game at all. But we'll see.
Yeah.
And I've heard a few things about Relentless, but like I heard that they're changing stuff up, and I'm actually very excited for the Relentless roster. I liked them before, but I really want to see what they change to the roster to make it even better.
Yeah, that's true. I did see a few of their players LFT, so maybe they'll be changing up the support line. Relentless won by forfeit, by the way. Oh.
Okay, another forfeited game of the week.
Well, that means that...
It's preseason.
Okay, I mean, if they forfeit preseason, they're going to get kicked out of the tournament. So, they should probably check in with the admins on that one. Anyways, going into the last part of the podcast, yeah, because if you can't play preseason, there is a chance that you'll be kicked out and one of the teams on the wait list will be put in. Just so teams know that. Anyways.
I don't think they knew that. If you look at the chat, they didn't even know that. I didn't know that at all. So
It's... Preseason is there. Preseason is there for a reason. It's not to fuck around.
Yep. I know the difference between this one and the other one. The other one, physically, they couldn't get a date. I know that was down to me. So, like, both teams had their set days, and they just... Like, they could schedule the preseason. They had the numbers, but they just could not finish on a date.
Sky, I'm out of water. Sorry, Sky, I can't hydrate. I'm out of water. Anyways, moving on to the last part of our podcast is going to be a weekly thing. It's going to be Skipper's Player of the Week. Skipper's not here, but he provided me with the player. So now, Skipper's Player of the Week, brought to you by, someone say a company's name.
T-Mobile.
Monopoly Plus.
Skipper's Player of the Week, brought to you by Monopoly Plus. It's going to be Sky Sniper. For being Sky... Fuck. I said I would be able to work with it. But let's see. What has Sky Sniper done this week? Actually, no.
Let's say...
I
don't know.
Let's see.
I think he saved an orphanage.
Did he?
Yeah, I saw it all over the news. So...
Oh, what a beautiful soul.
Yeah,
well, there we go.
Nice. I heard he's actually dating Fran, the streamer.
Oh man,
So,
that's
yeah.
All right. Good job, Sky Sniper.
Interesting.
You have been babysitting. Good job, Sky. Player of the week for babysitting. That's true. And saved an orphanage. Yeah, you gotta say that you're babysitting all the orphans, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. With Fran.
Yeah. So that's gonna be us. That's gonna be it from us here. Unless chat has any questions, we could try and answer really quickly. Or if you guys want to talk about anything else.
No, I think the ball will start getting rolling once preseason starts. That's when things start to matter somewhat. Like, don't forfeit your preseason games or care about them a little bit. But like, week 1 is when things actually start getting interesting.
Very true. How is everyone's day? Tier 3, how's your day?
My day's great. I haven't gotten too much hate for my player rankings yet, so I also haven't released the super spicy one yet. So.
This VOD being saved? This VOD will
Oh.
be saved, and I'm going to upload it to my YouTube afterwards. Oh, where's the Seabass slander? That's right. Seabass, you suck. Everyone say Seabass sucks.
Yeah, Seabass suck.
There you go.
All I know is that Seabass is a backup off tank, so yeah, sure, Seabass is bad. Sure, I'll agree.
Exactly. I told my team to come because I was going to slander Seabass, so I made them wait till the end. Easy views. Anyways. That should be it. Pure, stop being horny.
Yeah,
Science
this is my
just
first time
has
being in
to-
a preseason one, so this is interesting. I feel like it's way easier to get into it and talk about teams once we've all seen them play. Right now,
definitely.
we haven't really seen any of these teams play, so this is all just kind of speculation and going off of numbers and what we've seen, like in the small sample sizes we've seen them. So
Yeah, this is just based off of scrims and what captains tell us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, stay tuned if you guys want to see
That's gonna
the
be us.
big stuff in the next couple weeks.
Definitely. What's the name on my jersey? Oh, of course. There's a name on it. Check my Twitter at @MunchinCarrot. And also check out at Tier 3 News Network. What's the at? Tier 3 NN, right?
Yep, Tier 3 _ News Network.
Network _T3. And check out Miratani. What's your Twitter at?
I do believe it's just Zenduko.
At Zenduko, DUKO. And then, yeah, we'll be back next week sometime. Follow the Scrimbucks Twitter, at Scrimbucks, I believe. At Scrim_Bucks. To know when we go live. See you all later.